Disclaimer: Electri is about to attempt to convince you My Dress Up Darling is a cute, wholesome anime/manga. It is not. This series is very much for adults. Viewer discretion advised.
Zidon Daney, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are going to be talking about one of my new favorite series, My Dress Up Darling. Now, if you have been taking a look around your local bookstore, you'll know this is a wrapped manga, and it's got a little bit of a explicit content warning on the front of it. So there is some things like that throughout the series, but this story is truly a cute, wholesome love story about a guy and a girl who fall in love. The guy happens to really like to make Hina dolls, while the girl wants to cosplay, and it's a whole bunch of just fun chaos of them just going around, going around doing fun little things that two nerds would be doing. I love all of the little interactions with of the two characters as they're talking about the new things. She starts off by telling him, "Hey, there's this series that I really want to cosplay for," and then he watches it, and then over the next several episodes, the two of them talk about the next few episodes or chapters, whatever. They talk about this amazing show that they were really interested in, and they learn about these things, and it's a whole bunch of just nerdy chaos, which I can't help but enjoy. It's a load of fun. Now, granted, there are certain things, like I said, that they're teenagers. Of course, they're going to be thinking about certain things, like sex, but their main goal is just to have fun dressing up in cosplay, and as for the guy, making making these dresses because as well as doing her makeup, as it helps him to get better to eventually be able to make Hina dolls the way that he wanted to. The two characters have so much personality already baked into them, and they help to make each other grow, and it's truly incredible. I think that one of the reasons why I'm bringing all of that up is because I've often heard people say, like, "Oh, these stories, the sequels especially, are really bad because of the fact that when they are when they're making these shows, the love interests are in a rough patch or something," and uh, along those lines of, it's easier to make people two hot people bicker, or yes, I'm using Jello Apocalypse as the example of what he considers to be a bad love interest story. But this story has these two characters be complete, well, nearly complete individuals, but through their relationship, they come to get better. They become better at whatever, at several different skills. He becomes able to expand his repertoire. He's able to get better at different things. One of the big things that they show as the show continues and as the manga continues, is that his grandfather notices several times when he's examining the Hina dolls that he's making, that they have been getting consistently better, and they've been increasing in how good they are much faster since he started helping out the main girl protagonist with her cosplay. He's been able to make much better line work. He's done much better stitches, and there's a lot of really interesting moments where the two of them are actually talking about all of these weird things throughout the series that she really doesn't completely understand, but she's so happy that he is able to love what he's doing as he is making content. They love each other because they are able to see how much joy, how much enjoyment that they are getting from doing all of these projects together. By the end of the first season, she is confessing to him. Granted, it is not a confession that he hears, but from that first season, they she at least understands that she loves him enough that she wants to tell him. And she knows that he didn't hear it, so that leads me to wonder what is next for the future of this series, which I'm glad that there is going to be another season for it. It's still a little ways away, but the fact that it is going in this direction makes me so happy. Now, obviously, to start off, this series has a lot of chaos, specifically sexualization and stuff, which, granted, these are teenagers. Teenagers are going to be starting to, especially when they're in dealing with puberty, a lot of these thoughts are going to be going through their heads, like, what about this, what about that? And there are certain scenes like that where it's just like, oh my. But that is not the point of the show. The point of the show is that they are having fun making all these designs and just having a load of fun making, like I said, making the designs, going to events. And granted, some of these things are, some of the first few outfits are not the best, but at the same time, there's a lot of little details that they're able to do through this. Just from the first cosplay that they make, they're able to meet up with another cosplayer who has been hidden for a long time, and the main character is able to make an outfit for for both of the other two characters, and they are able to do something really incredible and have fun. And on top of that, they inspire the sister of this new character to cosplay with her sister, and it's lots of little fun details like that that make this series such a cute, wholesome thing. And granted, like, some of the outfits are a little bit sexy, but need I remind you that when you're dealing with anime and cosplay in general, a lot of them have certain sexual themes. And they make it clear that while they do want to make sure that the details are accurate to these things, they're not necessarily going to make them be super accurate. They're not, even if they're going to make them accurate, they're not necessarily going to do any of the things that are, for example, the starting thing that they're talking about is an arrow game. So obviously they're going to shy away from certain aspects of that. They'll, like, talk about it, but beyond that, they're not going to go into, like, major details and actually showing those things. And that's one of the really good things about this series, is that even though it does have those themes, it never actually shows any of the bits, which is more than some series can say. And I've talked extensively about, in the past, about how wrapped manga are kind of a really dangerous situation, because most of the time they are going to be very mature items. But here's the thing, I have read series that were not wrapped, and they have been a lot less tame than this. Such as Crazy Food Truck. I've talked about that extensively in the past, but that has a lot more intense themes, like, from the beginning, and actual showing of nudity, that the fact that it was not wrapped while this was is just like, what? Like, the most that they will show is completely covered. So, like, in a swimsuit, or speech bubble covering the bits. And lots of other things like that, which makes it a much safer, of all of the rap manga, of any rap manga that I've read, which isn't a lot, this is actually one of the most tame rap manga that I've seen. And on top of that, it's made by Square Enix, so yes, that is accurate. This series is made by Square Enix, so if you like Kingdom Hearts, another reason to read this. Or watch it. Either one is pretty close. I haven't read that much of the series at this point. I've only read the first volume, but I own the second volume, and I'm going to be getting more before too long. But as of this point in time, this series is truly a fun, cute, and wholesome series. And you get to just enjoy the chaotic nerdiness of it all. There are obviously more wholesome things, but this love story is something that can connect to audiences whoever is trying to figure out love. If you are someone who enjoys a lot of nerdy things, you can really come to enjoy this thing, especially if it's something that you haven't really felt that comfortable talking about in the past. This series is specifically about people who have hidden their nerdiness for a while, or rather, one person who has hidden their nerdiness for a while, and when someone finds out about it, she's not upset, she's not, like, trying to bash him or anything. She shows how nerdy she is, and how it can help to express your nerdiness. And even if it sounds a bit weird on the surface, you can still find enjoyment out of it. A lot of people will say, like, you may hear a lot of people saying, I enjoy the plot of the story, the actual story of all of these things, and a lot of times people are saying, no, it's the sexiness, we know what you're talking about. But this story, and I imagine quite a few others, are probably closer to this, where, sure, there's sexiness, but the point of the story is to have fun and express your nerdy side. And what more can you enjoy from a series like that? But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode of Show It Some Love. And if you are over 18, like I said, over 18, then definitely check it out. Or if you are a child, ask your parents first. Like, I'll say that at least that I could absolutely see that people would enjoy this, even if they're under a certain age. If you are interested in love stories, then I think that reading this is a good idea. But at the same time, I don't want to hear anything about people reading this before 18, at least. So if you're yeah. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this, showed some love, and yeah, if you did, please make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. If you do have a theory, make sure to say theory review somewhere in your comment, and we'll talk about it in a future video. And of course, if you haven't yet, subscribe and ring that notification bell, as well as check out all of our links down in the description below, because we got a new merch store, and there will be a video about that soon. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!